some point, every real estate investor runs into a deal that has undesirable characteristics to the vast majority of potential buyers or renters for that property. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to turn those real estate lemons into lemonade. And if you have any intention of doing this business for a long period of time, this one lesson alone could help you make a whole lot more money over the course of your career. Hi, I'm Phil Pustiovsky with FreedomMentor.com. I'm a full-time real estate investor, real estate mentor and coach to many of the most successful real estate investors all across North America. Best-selling author of 2 books. My first book, How to Be a Real Estate Investor, which I give away for free up here. And then my newest book, Real Estate Investing Gone Bad. This is also the #1 YouTube channel for real estate investing worldwide. In this video, I want to share with you specifically how to overcome those difficult deals. And you're going to do that, those lemons, you're going to turn them into lemonade with creativity. And more specifically, creativity is able to flourish when it's constrained. I know that seems a bit of an oxymoron, to constrain creativity, when it's constrained by integrity. So when you're not going to lie about something, you're not going to cheat, but you're going to stick to the highest level of integrity and of honesty. When you can do that, you then can put your brain to work on coming up with ideas to turn your real estate lemons into lemonade. And I'm going to get specific. I'm not just going to tell you to be creative. So the first way in which that's done, and this is counterintuitive as well, and that is to celebrate rather than hide behind a problem. Now you can celebrate by either in just the way you do the description. So if you have the property listed or if it's up on the market for rent, the way you describe the property, you can mention how what could be a problem could become a benefit. Or you could actually, market directly to potential people that might not consider it an undesirable characteristic. All right, so here's some examples. Let's say the property is near train tracks. All right, especially where I'm at, there's this train that runs through the general region, and let me tell you, it is loud. It goes through several times a day. And so what can you do when you're in a situation where you've got a great deal, but it's right next to the train tracks? Well, first of all, yes, that is a problem for the majority of buyers, but not every single buyer. You could market to maybe the people that work for CSX, the train company. And maybe there's a manager that wants to always make sure that the trains are running on time, even when they're not at work. It could be a benefit to them. I know that's a small, tiny group of the buying population, but it's an example, right? You can also put in the description that it's, that it's easily accessible to the train system. Hey, could be a benefit to some. If you're, obviously if you're in a major city, being close to the subway system can actually be a huge benefit. All right, so you can celebrate. Another example actually comes from the book, The Millionaire Mind, where it describes where this person had a property that had an exterior siding of cedar. And these woodpeckers would peck on the cedar and make all these holes. And for the majority of buyers in that area, it was a complete pain in the butt. And what they did was, this particular real estate agent sold the property to a lumber company executive, because he would never be caught dead living in a brick house when he's a lumber executive, and he loved the home. So, and that's an example of celebrating. If the property is situated next to a paper mill, and it just stinks, and if y'all have ever been into a town where there's a paper mill, those things smell terrible. Well, if it's right near there, the perfect potential buyer is someone that works at the paper mill, because they work there every day. That smell is not as intense to them because their nose gets used to it. Plus, they may want to be close to work. So what is a problem could be a benefit, and you can celebrate that. And you can do that either through the description in the listing or through marketing specifically to buyers that might be interested in that. And this is where it comes down to creativity. And you might be thinking, well, Phil, the deal that I've got, this would never be a benefit to anybody. Well, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe there are a few people in this world. It's a big old world out there that may want that property just the way it is, or really close to it. An example we see a lot is when a seller, could be a motivated seller, had bought a property from a builder a year or two before, and now they're trying to sell, and they had paid for some upgrades, and they got a 97% loan, and so they don't really have any equity, but the interest rate's low, so the payment's pretty low. And oftentimes those people are stuck. They can't really sell the property because after they pay the 6% in commissions and closing costs, they're upside down. But that's a perfect situation for us as creative real estate investors to go in there, get the property structured as a subject to, and sell it on a rent to own. Now we're celebrating the fact that the house is relatively brand new. Yes, it doesn't have any equity, but that's okay. You can sell it on a rent to own, and it can all work out. All right, so you can celebrate the problem. The second thing you can do is you can flat out try to overcome the actual issue. So if we go back to the train tracks, another way you overcome it is maybe you offer some Bose noise-canceling headset with your purchase. Or they've got these new things called these Hush earplugs, which can go in your ears at night and help people sleep. So, I mean, it could be absolutely enormously loud outside, and they just sleep like a baby at night. So, yeah, you could help overcome some of those problems like that. You could put in, this is more expensive, but you could put in things like special windows like they do oftentimes when they put in an airport. Sometimes the airport authority will go in and replace everybody's windows that are really close to the airport with these special windows that help cancel the noise out. So you can overcome by fixing the problem, but what I'm hoping to accomplish in this video is encourage you to use creativity so you're not spending a lot more money, but you're still getting the maximum sales price or the maximum rent price you can for that particular deal. An example of also overcoming that I think that it works very well is and this is important, if you have a property that has bad cell service, statistics have recently proven that's one of the biggest deterrents of buyers. It's a big deal. So if you're at the house and you're trying to evaluate the deal and you're not getting good cell service, there is a solution. And I like to use this example because it'll help spur further creativity. So they have cell boosters, and in fact, my parents have one. They live out in a log cabin way outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and it has terrible cell service. But when you get to my parents' actual house, because of that little cell booster for $150 I got off Amazon, that gets great cell service at the house. So you may want to consider things like that, overcoming it, but overcoming those problems in a creative way that hopefully isn't all that expensive. And I've got a perfect example that I'm working on right now, which is why I came up with the idea of this video. And that is I've got a property that backs up to, you guessed it, a strip club. And when I say backs up, I mean the backyard is, at the end of the backyard is this huge 3-story concrete brick wall. And it's just, you don't really know what the property is just from that brick wall. But my property has 2 actual structures on it, like a duplex. And one of the structures actually touches that wall. What's behind that wall? A strip club. So, I am going about it in both directions here. I got an offer just 3 days ago, full price offer. People love the house. But they were curious after they made the offer, what the heck is behind that wall? What is that property? So they drove around a few days later and saw it was a strip club. Well, I got a cancellation notice today I have to sign. Those buyers are running from that deal. Now, I know what you might be saying. Phil, celebrated. What? Negative, it's a strip club. That's great. No, what I'm doing is 2 things. First of all, I am taking the fact that there is a strip club touching the property, and I talked with an attorney about it yesterday, and I'm going to try to get a variance or a special exception for zoning, for use purposes, because I could really increase the value if I could change the use of the property. And my plan is, if I have to go in front of a planning committee or even a public hearing, my plan is, show of hands, everybody, if you have a property that touches a strip club, am I the only one with my hand raised? Okay, let's get this meeting started. That would be sort of my plan, just to set the stage that I have a very unique situation. Now, not only am I going to try to change the use or the land use of the property, but as far as, quote, overcoming, what I'm going to do is I'm going to market with flyers and whatnot and maybe some direct mail to get in touch with not only the people that work at the strip club, but also the strip club owners, because there's several of them in that little cluster in that area, and to do what I can to get them maybe interested in the property. Maybe the owner wants to buy it and then lease it out to some of his workers or whatever. So in a way, I'm just trying to overcome by celebrating the fact that it exists. And yeah, but it is undesirable for the vast majority of people looking to buy that particular property. But it doesn't mean I can't still make full price for the property by using creativity with the constraint of integrity. All right, well, I'm Phil Pustiowski with FreedomMentor.com. If you want to learn how to be the very best real estate investor in your area, in your region, then check out our Freedom Mentor Apprentice program, where my team and I work with people step by step and transform them into money-making machines. We have an enormous amount of experience, and we know how to turn people from beginners into first-class, market-leading professional real estate investors. Also, you can grab a copy of my book, How to Be a Real Estate Investor. If you have comments, questions, ideas, put them down below here in the comments section. I try to carve out time out of my schedule to get to those. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.